Hello students, welcome to everybody. Today we are going to discuss about the integration by parts. So what do you mean by integration by parts? Integration by parts means we have to find out the integration of a product of two functions. If we have to integration of the product of two functions, that means fx into gx into dx. If there is a product of two functions, then how can we integrate this? The method in which we have to integrate this product of two functions is known as the integration by parts. So what is the rule of the integration by parts? Let us see. We know that in a differentiation that the d by dx of fx into gx is equal to fx into d by dx of gx plus gx into d by dx of fx. Yes or no? The derivative of a product of two functions is fx into d by dx of gx plus gx into d by dx of fx. If we write this as the f of x into d by dx of g of x, then this will becomes d by dx of fx into gx minus d by dx of x, or this is your gx into d by dx of fx. Then now this is your fx into d by dx of gx is this. Mark it, fx is a function. Yes, here fx is a differentiable function. That means fx and gx are two differentiable functions. That means we have to differentiate fx and gx. That means the differentiation of fx and gx can be find out. Okay, so then mark it, fx itself a function, and what is the derivative of a function? It is also another function. So d by dx of gx is another function. If we take this as u or a function of x, and this is also another function of x, and we have to integrate this, what, fx into the derivative of gx. The derivative of gx is also written by g dash x. So also we can write this as fx into g dash x is equal to fx into gx or whole dash minus gx into f dash x. If we have to integrate this, integration of fx into g dash x into dx, then this will be integration of fx into gx whole dash into dx minus integration of gx into f dash x into dx. Okay. Now the important thing, let us consider fx is equal to u and g dash x is equal to v. We have already known that, I told you that the derivative of g of x is g dash x. So, and which is a function of x, we take this function g dash x as a v. Here u and v are two functions of x. So if fx is u and g dash x is your v, so what is your f dash x? This is your derivative of u, and what is your gx now? Mark it, the derivative of fx is your f dash x, and the inverse, since the integration is the inverse operation of a derivative, so the integration of f dash x is fx. So the integration of f dash x into dx is your what? Fx. Similarly, integration of g dash x into dx is your what? Gx. So here g dash x is equal to v. Now we can write, if we integrate both sides, then integration of g dash x into dx is equal to integration of v into dx, which implies g dash x, the integration of g dash x is your gx. So g dx is your integration of v into dx. Okay. Now if we write these in this line, then what will you get? Mark it. If we write this mark it, integration of fx is your u into g dash x is your v into dx, which is equal to integration of fx into gx. Here mark it. What is the integration of f dash x is your fx. These are two functions, but the product is a one function. If you take fx into gx is a hx, then the integration of its derivative, that means the integration of f dash x is your fx. So integration of fx into g dash or dash is your fx into gx, fx into gx, and minus integration of what is your f dash x. This is the derivative of fx. What is your gx? Now mark it. Gx is your integration of, here fx means we can take this as a v on u. Here fx into g dash can be written by u into v. Sorry, fx into gx is u into integration of v is your gx is your integration of v into dx, minus into what is your here the f dash x is your d by dx of u, and what is your gx, integration of v into dx whole into dx. Okay, for this dx, this is now dx. For gx, this is your integration of v dx, and for f dash x is your d by dx of u. So what is the conclusion? What we have to get? The integration of a product of two functions, that means integration of u into v into dx is equal to u into integration of v into dx minus integration of derivative of differentiation of u into integration of v whole into dx. If we also write u is equal to the first function and v is the second function, then this can be written by integration of first function into second function whole into dx is equal to u is your first function into integration of second function into dx minus derivative of a first function into integration of second function into dx whole into dx. In simply, and the final conclusion is that except this formula, you remember this formula, and this will be easy for you. So what is the integration of by parts now? Integration of by parts means the product of two functions which can be taken by first function and second function. So what is the integration of first function into second function into dx? First function into the integration of a second function into dx minus whole integration of derivative of a first function into integration of a second function into dx whole into dx. This is the conclusion. This is the rule in which we have to integrate the product of a two functions. Here is another thing. How to know which is the first function and which is the second function? It is not in order. That means the function which is written by in first is not the may or may not be first function. Which is in the second may or may not be second function. So how can we find out that? How can I know that which is the first function and which is the second function? There is a rule. This rule is your ILATE. ILATE. What is I? I stands for inverse trigonometric functions. Inverse trigonometric functions are also known as the inverse circular functions. Inverse circular functions. Which are these? These are sin inverse x, cos inverse x, tan inverse, cot inverse, sec inverse, cosec inverse, like. Then is your logarithmic function. Logarithmic function. This is your log x, ln x. Then is your algebraic function. A stands for algebraic function. So what is your algebraic functions? X square, 2x plus 3, 3x square minus 5, etc. Any polynomial here is the algebraic function. Then is your trigonometric function. Trigonometric function. You easily say that this is your sin x, cos x, tan x, dot dot. Then is your exponential function. Exponential functions. Exponential functions. So many students have doubts. What is your exponential functions? A simple, very simple thing is that, remember it, a constant to the power a variable. Any constant, 2, 3, a, e, 5, 7, any constant to the power the variable is known as the exponential function. So first we have to choose the first function and the second function by this order. Highlight. The first is your inverse trigonometric function, then is your logarithmic function, then is your algebraic function, then is your trigonometric function, then is your exponential function. You should have to keep in mind always this order. So how can I choose the first function and second function, and how can I integrate, or how can I apply the by parts rule? Let us take an example. Here a very simple example is that integration of x cos x into dx. So what are the two functions now? X is a function and cos x is another function. So x is a function and cos x is another function. What type of a function is x? Clearly it is a algebraic function, and cos x is a trigonometric function. So mark it I L A T E. So first is your x is algebraic function, then cos x is your second function. So this will be first function and this will be the second function. Don't write 1 or 2, just I write this to understand you. So, how can I apply the integration by parts? What is the formula? Again, I write this as first function into second function into dx is equal to first function into integration of a second function into dx minus whole integration of derivative of a first function into integration of a second function into dx whole into dx. So apply this. Now first function is your x into integration of second function is your cos x into dx minus integration of whole integration of the derivative of first function is your what? X into integration of a second function is your cos x into dx whole into dx. This dx is for this integration and this dx is for this integration. Okay. Then now x, the integration of a cos x is your sin x minus what is the derivative of a x? 1. Integration of a cos x is your sin x into dx. Now which is now x sin x minus integration of sin x into dx, which is x sin x minus sin, the integration of sin x is your minus cos x. So this is your minus cos x plus the integrating constant c, and which will now x sin x plus cos x plus c. Okay, this is the answer. So if we differentiate this, definitely we find the differentiation of x sin x plus cos x is your x cos x. Then mark it. Then let us take another example. Integration of x square e to the power x into dx. What are the two functions now? First one is your x square and second one is your e to the power x. There may be the question integration of e to the power x into x square into dx, but we have to choose the first function and second function by Eilert rule. So now choose which is the first function and which is the second function. Now x square is what type of function? The algebraic function. E to the power x is your exponential function. So I L A algebraic is the first function. This is your x square, and then T E exponential is your second function. So this is the first function and this is the second function. So apply the by parts rule. Now it will be x square first function into integration of second function into dx minus integration of derivative of a first function is your x square into integration of second function e to the power x into dx whole into dx, which is now x square, the integration of e to the power x is your e to the power x minus the derivative of x square is your 2x into the integration of e to the power x is your e to the power x into dx. Then x square into e to the power x. Now how can we integrate this? Also here there are two functions, product of two functions, 2x and e to the power x. Again we have to apply the integration by parts. So this will be the first function and this will be the second function minus, if there is a minus we can use bracket. So now here the first function is your 2x integration of e to the power x into dx minus integration of the derivative of a first function into integration of second function e to the power x into dx whole into dx, and which will be x square e to the power x minus integration of this is your 2x into integration of e to the power x is your e to the power x minus derivative of 2x is your 2 integration of e to the power x is your e to the power x whole into dx, which is equal to x square e to the power x minus, if we remove the bracket, then this will be 2x e to the power x minus plus 2 is the constant, and the integration of e to the power x is your e to the power x plus c. You may take common e to the power x or write this is the answer. If you take the e to the power x as common, then you will get x square minus 2x plus 2 into e to the power x plus c, which is the answer. Okay, this is the fundamental of the integration by parts. Then there are some trick questions and some exercise that we will have discussed in the next video. Okay, thank you.